Hello everybody, just want to do a little different video than normal. I want to first start out, I needed some fresh air today and get out and enjoy life a little bit in nature. As I recently found out that I had a friend who passed away. She was 53 years old and cancer beat her. And unfortunately, this is what happens in life, and it was a shocker to many, as she seemed very healthy in the summertime, as we always had picnics and barbecues and stuff like that. And 6 months later, they actually buried her today. It's a shocker. We're here today, we're gone tomorrow. And my best to you is to enjoy life with your loved ones and give your loved ones an extra kiss and hug today. And if they ask you why or what was that for, you tell them because you're alive. Now, on to the topic here. I want to do a little American history here. This is called the Washington Rock, and this is where George Washington was during the war. And I want to read a little bit for you here. I'm going to try to get this in here for you as well. In May of 1777, General George Washington moved his army from the Morris town to Watchung Mountains above Bound Brook, which is where we are now. The British Army, under commander of Sir William Howe, were reinforcing their base at New Brunswick and hoping to draw the American army into a decisive battle that would end the war. The rock offered Washington an obstructive view of the British bases in Perth Amboy and New Brunswick, as well as a fleet movement in the lower New York harbor. Washington's objectives was to prevent Howe from moving south through New Jersey to attack Philadelphia, while being in position to flank the British if they moved up the Hudson. Control of the mountains, which served a natural fort, gave Washington's army an advantage of settling the terms of potential engagement. Now, here's where George Washington, actually standed during the war. But before I get to that, there's another history thing I want to show you. Best country in the world, as we're getting there. And probably without a doubt will remain that way. The best country in the world. So now, before I show you the amazing view, just bear with me for a second. Here's another one. You're standing on a rock outcrop that was strategic outlook for General George Washington during the Revolutionary War. At that time, the land was mostly fields and meadows, offered a clear view for 30 miles. In June of 1777, the ability to monitor British troops' movements from this location provided critical to survival of the Continental Army. Sorry, it's a little cold here, very windy. In the spring of 1777, over 8,000 Continental troops were camped in the Washington Mountains, 3 miles to your a little less than a half a mile from to your right. High elevation and mountain terrain provided good defense cover for Washington's army. Despite several attempts by the British Governor Howe to entice them down into level ground to fight, George Washington refused to move his secure mountain stronghold. Frustrated that his tactics had failed, Howe moved his troops to Perth Amboy and then to Staten Island. The following day, observing that the coast was clear, Washington sent Continental men down. Too freaking cold here. It's like 42 degrees here. Where the hell was I? Hearing Washington's movements, Howe recalled his troops and organized the led division to attack. General Cornwallis took another British division to circle behind the Continental cutoff and their retreat route to the mountains. Watching these maneuvers from this outlook and realizing that the British were attempting, Washington ordered his troops to return immediately and re-fortify their mountain positions. This action ensured saved the Continental Army from a disastrous defeat. Now, here is where George Washington was at. Little extra one. From this rock, General George Washington watched the movement of the British forces during the anxiety months of May and June of 1777. Here he is. This is the view that he saw. All this view. Let's get a closer one. And I'll start over here. You should be able to see. There you go. That's New York City right there. And so you can see all that. And of course, if you go more this way, you're going to be getting into the Staten Island. Hold up, me back up here. There we go. You're getting more into the Staten Island here. Now you get into the Plainfield area, where he also marched his army down, which is more a little bit over in that direction, a little bit still. And then over here, you got the New Brunswick area, where you can probably see all those other big buildings there. Okay, so it was pretty clear that George Washington sure had one hell of a view up here, seeing wherever his British army's enemies were moving. So he had a clear view of what was the advantage for him and what his enemies were going to do. He dictated. He lured his enemy. And by the way, I'm very, very high up. This is why I'm freaking freezing my butt off right now. My hands are shaking. Too cold to do this video today, I guess. But like I said, I needed to get out and just to get a refreshment again in life again, you know. But this was what George Washington looked at. This was his area. It's how he was defending the United States, kicking those British butts. Get off my land, get off my soil. This is my house. All right, George? That's right. You're the man, brother. You're the man. Rest in peace. You did your job. So that's that. And I just wanted to share this quick video with you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little history of George Washington on a Watch On Mountains. So that was cool. Come up here once in a while to get away. And today was my getaway. So hopefully everyone once again enjoyed this. Love, peace, and keep on breathing. Love yous all. Have a good day.